So if you see the green, that means it's working. If you see that this goes like grayed out like these two, that means it unplugs. So you can sort of like plug it in until you get the green side. But you can take this off.
No, that's good. That's good position. All right, Lucas.
Yes.
You drove all the way from the Boston area to compete in the Apples to Apples
Over
tournament.
2 hours, that's right.
You were ranked very low in this tournament.
24th.
And now you're at the final table. How do you feel about being in the final table, and how do you feel that you have a chance in this?
I mean, honestly, it's just an honor to be invited back for a 7th year in a row.
7 years?
I'm just, remembering my basics and my fundamentals. Just, you always got to bring it back there, and I think that'll, with some consistent gameplay, I think we'll see it through to a successful end.
All right, good luck out there.
Thank you.
Brendan Pratt, come over here. The darkest of dark horses. In the power rankings, he was voted very, very last, all the way at the bottom. I think it was 31st, 32nd, below 2 people that didn't even show up, to be announced people. And now he is in the final table with around 8, 9 people left. How do you feel about your chances going to the final table, Pratt?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
You heard it. He's just here so he doesn't get fined. Final table. Good luck out there, Pratt.
I want some Skittles.
Highest seed goes first. That'd be Jake. Do the cards. 7 cards. First
So those.
Let's see it.
Hello to my fans. I didn't make the final table.
Please join Site Out.
Yeah, if anyone would like to come talk about their experiences through Apples to Apples, I'm all in.
That cushion so they can sit on that.
Yes. Go for it, because this is very finicky. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's good now.
Alright. If anyone wants to go commentate with Cam, please come over here.
So, Tori, were you in the loser's table or winner's table?
Winner's table.
And how did that go? What was your
It
experience?
did not go well.
How many cards did you have?
I was stuck at 3 for the longest time. Then I got 4.
Ooh.
And then Brendan won. So I was just.
I had the same experience. I had 3, but I got my 4th. Right when I got my 4th, I think, who won? I think Ben won. Yeah, Ben won.
Tilting.
Very tilting. And I was ranked number 1.
What?
It's tough.
I'm ranked 17, so I'm hoping this will get me up.
I think 7. No, wait, what? In this? I think it's 7. Cal, rules.
How many, Cal? 7.
So in this final round, you need 7 to win. Just like in last round, just like in the first round, just like in the second round.
Hasn't changed yet.
Hasn't changed, just like in the loser, just like in the Eli table. 7 cards.
First 3 to 7 for the final Jeopardy.
Best 3 to 7. Just like years past, we've been doing this for 7 years, going to a final tribal council.
That's right.
Feliz Navidad. Everyone, back home. Final table here. The question is, who isn't live streaming this?
Why aren't you watching?
We got like 16. Tim just mad that he didn't make. Oh, this is Twitch.
My mom subscribes.
This is Twitch just like last year.
Oh, wait, this is the camera, right?
That's the camera, yeah. Say hi to the people back home, Tim.
Anything to say?
So
It's very finicky.
all right. So this is my first year, everybody. It's my first year, and I did just okay, which I'm totally fine with. I thought I'd do much worse. And with that being said, I appreciate being here, and I'm happy to be involved with the final product. And now I'm just gonna go enjoy myself, and I appreciate the interview.
Thank you, Tim.
Absolutely.
Great first year showing by Tim Kozerski. Great first year. Tim, just make sure you're not in front of the camera. Just make sure you're not in front of the camera. No problem. Yep, because instead of the final table, we get the back of Tim's head, which would have been awesome. So it looks like Paul has an early commanding lead with 1 green card. This won't be as vital as years past, or specific as years past, just because my commentary table is so far away. I don't have any high ground. We all know how that worked for Anakin Skywalker. Didn't have the high ground. He lost his arms. He lost his legs. He lost his wife. He lost his 2 beautiful twins. And then he had to fucking wear a suit for the rest of his fucking life. So we all know how important the high ground is. And so far, Josh, Paul, maybe Pratt, 3, and Dan's up. So it seems like a 3-way tie between Paul, Josh, and Brendan. Brendan Pratt. Like I said, I don't know if you heard the interview. The mic might have caught out. But he is the darkest of dark horses. He is a meme, like legit meme amongst the Apples to Apples community. His power ranking was legit last. There's people to be announced, people that we didn't know if they were going to show up or not, to be announced, literally labeled TBA, that were ranked higher than Brendan Pratt. And here he is, final table, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. And I think the showing was about 30 people. And he is the last of the 11. And I think Lucas gets a green card. So not a commanding lead for everyone. It's just a tied ball game. It's not really tied. I'm doing an amazing job. Nick giving me okay. Zoe giving me okay. Meg giving me okay. Kevin doesn't give a fucking flying shit about me. Lucas giving me a head nod after he wins that green card. But everyone fucking loves this. Casey and Dave over here. Casey, how was your first ever Apples to Apples tournament?
Tilting.
Why was it tilting?
Because I came this close to making it to the final table and I freaking lost.
For those people back home and couldn't see her, when she said this close, she made a little finger symbol with like a millimeter, like this close. Like you know how it is. But it's true. I was right next to her. She had 6 cards for about 20 rounds and just couldn't get that 7th card to go to the final round. Couldn't close. Just couldn't close. Dave, how was your Apples to Apples experience this year?
Pretty good. I called it, Cal was way too high ranked for what he was put up as. I think 3 seed maybe.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yep.
You had a rough year, but
yeah, I had a rough year just like last year, but like he didn't care about his own ranking here. He cared about Cal. He thought Cal was too high, and I think he was right about the accusation. Dave was a part of the board of members, didn't get a chance to vote on people this year, but I'm sure if he were to vote, he would have put it. He would be towards the bottom. And like this year, it's just wild because the top 5 people, none of those people are into the final table. 4 of the bottom 9 people are in this final table. People that didn't expect. People that don't have a lot of experience. This just goes to show that you don't have to have experience to win and move on to the final table. Like Pratt, no experience in the final table, voted last almost every year. Lucas, he's been away from almost everyone. He has no experience with people, and here he is, all the way from Boston. Had an hour trip just to play in the Apples to Apples tournament right after Thanksgiving. We know how important Thanksgiving holiday is. We know how important Thanksgiving holiday is, and he's here. Fuck his family. Fuck his food. Fuck his friends from Boston. He's here playing Apples to Apples and currently in the final table, and he's balling out. Lexi, I don't even know where she came from. Dark Horse. Doesn't know anyone. Doesn't have experience. I'm pretty sure a first-year player, bam, in the final table. Kurt Billis, he's been here 3 or 4 years, I think, but not sure if he's that experienced. Ben Horgan, one of the more experienced players on this table. And I think if you had to bet at home before this table started, he would probably be your winner if you had to pick. He has the experience. He has the years. He's been on many, many final tables. And here he is, just balling out. Paul, I think a 2-year player, 1 year, this is your first year? Paul, first-year player. Like I said, a lot of first-year players here. All right. Elijah, come the fuck over here. Not Elijah, you. I'm over here, yes. I'm the one doing the interview, dumbass. I'm not giving you the microphone.
Fill me in.
What?
How's the table looking right now?
Table's looking good. It's evenly spread out. Paul has a card. I believe Josh has a card. Dan has a card. Brendan has a card. Lucas has a card. I think, yeah, Lucas has a card. Paul has a card. Ben has a card. It's very even. It's very even right now. Like I've said, I've been.
The upsets.
What?
You're the upsets.
You're the upsets. Like I said before, I was telling the people, 4 out of the bottom 9 people have made the final table. Pratt, bottom, the darkest of dark horses here. It's a real Cinderella story for Brendan Pratt. If you think about Virginia losing in the first round last year, I forget what college beat them, but like that's how. Yeah, some shit mid-major team, a Brendan Pratt team. If you think of that. That's how it's been this year. Brendan Pratt, a 16 seed in the college basketball world, feasting on the number 1 seeds and making this final table. Lucas.
Can you imagine if Brendan Pratt won?
That would be wild. That would be a Cinderella story. Where's the glass shoe? That's what people would be talking about. Where's the glass shoe? Is it here in this building? It could be if Brendan Pratt wins. But going back, I'm just kind of overviewing everyone. Paul, first-year player, final table. Jake, kind of like Ben, has the experience, has won before. He's right with Ben, whereas he's maybe him and Ben. Probably if you were to pick back home, would probably win. Josh, I think, second-year player maybe. Little experience on final table. Little experience around these people. Final table. Karen, Chonka's girlfriend, first-year player. No experience around these people. And again, final table. We might be seeing a trend switch where it might be an advantage that it might be an advantage that you don't know anyone, because sometimes people expect you to play one way and they fucking choose another way with your green cards. It could be an advantage going forward where no experience around the other people that have been playing. Like, this final table is the epitome of that. Dan Hutchinson.
How do you feel about D. Hutch? I feel like
D. Hutch.
For years he's been a joke. Never made a final table, but this
Back
is
to
the
Cal
first
with
year.
the weather.
Cal, what's the weather like outside?
The weather is really stormy for Dan. Not a great path for him here.
But a pretty good apples to apples
Pretty good
vibe
apples.
right now.
Meg, how was your first apples to apples experience?
It did not go so well. I was
No?
losing at the loser's table.
Were you in the Eli round?
Elijah beat me. That's how you know it's a bad day.
Elijah beat her at the Eli table. Worst result possible.
Maybe better luck next year.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Hope to see you. Yep. We have to make sure the green bar is moving just so the mic, but yes. D. Hutch, one of the players that has a lot of experience but just hasn't had good showing in your past. I think
Consistently terrible for years.
All right, next year, everyone puts in $2 to $3 for a pot.
I've thought about that.
It's not a lot, like $2 or $3 as a buy-in.
But so my idea is like that sounds good.
$90.
Everybody's so angry already. Imagine money being.
I mean,
It'd be awesome. It'd be fun.
no, but it's like
I think it would be fun.
it's not gonna be like an exorbitant amount of money because you have to put $2 down, you lose $2.
Like I said, D. Hutch, man, he has had a trip in these apples to apples tournaments. He's had the experience, he just hasn't had good showings in the past.
So Cam, how would you feel about a buy-in next year?
Okay, so all right, let's have an interview with Meg, first-year player, but she has brought up the elusive point of having a buy-in next year. So what are your parameters and rules, and what do you think should happen about this buy-in?
All right, so I'm thinking a low buy-in, maybe like $2 or $3, so people don't get overly mad. People buy a coffee, and everyone loves Dunkin'.
Yep.
Small buy-in.
Not Dunkin' Donuts anymore,
but like
just
the amount
Dunkin'.
Of people here, by the amount of people here, I think it would be a decent amount of money.
It could be up to $90.
Yeah, you know, something
and
like-
how do you think that should be spread out? Do you think the winner should get all of that, or like first, second, third, final table?
You could do that. I think you could do like a first, second, third. Maybe like the first person gets like 50, then like 20, then 10. Something along those.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. I've always thought about the idea of having a buy-in, but I think we're getting to the age where if money were involved, it would increase in intensity and get people to play harder, get people to play stronger, and have people train throughout the year.
Right. Like money is motivation, but also if you have like a small little buy-in, I don't think people get too amped up about it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
the
it's
perfect
$2 or
amount.
$3.
$2 or $3.
Not a lot to lose.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
Like, 5 is too much.
Yep.
I really think people would just get too pissed.
$2 or $3 is
They'd be
good.
Like, oh, I have 2 singles in my pocket, done.
Yep. Thank you. That's a good idea.
So Cam, you see me in the Christmas spirit tonight? You wear your
Yes. Thanksgiving has gone and passed. It is November 23rd. The next holiday up is Christmas. So I'm here rocking my sweatsuit.
Yep.
Gray on gray on gray.
You rough it.
outfit, gray on gray on gray. But since I'm in the Christmas spirit, wore 2 different Christmas socks.
Yep. You're really representing here.
Yes, I am.
You're like,
Representing the Christmas spirit. Big holiday guy. Love Christmas, hate Halloween, Thanksgiving.
Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Ooh. That's my least favorite holiday.
What is your reasoning behind that, sir?
I just don't like it. I don't know.
Do you
I think
really like to dress up?
not a dress up guy.
No, that
It's
makes sense to me.
it's a task. I think Halloween's a task for.
Yeah.
Yep, but Christmas.
I think Christmas would be a bigger task.
Yep.
Because my family's really large, Cam, and
Yes.
got a lot of presents to buy. It's rough
Yeah, I see it. See,
financially.
you're right.
Rough financially. I have like
I've-
26 cousins.
Ooh, I'm in the same boat. I have like 15, but I don't have to. I don't. They're all older than me though, so I don't have to really buy a lot for them.
They're like making take care of themselves.
Yeah, we do like a Yankee swap, so I only spend like
that's nice.
$25. It's good.
All right, let's reel in this game here. Let's see who's got the most green
All right.
cards. Who's winning over here?
Paul, how are we looking?
I don't know. I got some good cards here, so I'm gonna come in from behind. I got rid of all my names that no one knows early. So
We're looking for a late push.
yeah, late push, like Rocky Balboa, like start out.
Okay. Yeah, all right. All
Oh,
right.
you feeling confident though? Feel good?
All right. Paul's feeling good despite him having 1 card. He's feeling a late push coming on.
Hey, since I'm on higher ground than everybody, does that mean I'm better than everybody?
You're
Tim, you have a
not.
bird's eye view. Can you tell us who's winning over here?
Yeah. Tell the people what the, because I can't see from the slogan. I talked about this earlier. Anakin Skywalker didn't do good because he didn't have the high ground. Tim Kaczerski has the high ground. How are we looking,
Very
Tim?
insightful, Cam. Very insightful.
To be honest with you, folks, I have no idea still, even though I'm on the higher ground.
the high ground though.
I know Jake, aka Cal's brother, does not have anything. Pratt looks like he's doing all right. He's got 1. D. Hutch looks like he's doing all right. Chonka's gal looks like she's doing all right. Lucas has 1. Ben has 1. Kurt has none. No surprise there. And yeah, we're just getting by. This is the weirdest thing to hold I've ever held.
It's like holding an alien. If you ever played Portal 2, it looks like one of those freaking bots. Portal 2. All right, so I'm going to try to tell you how we are. So it looks like Paul has 1, Josh has 1, Pratt has 1, maybe D. Hutch has 1, Lucas has 1, Kurt has 1.
I would like to file a formal complaint against Cal for being a racist. First of all.
Okay, all right. No, I'm explaining. I'm setting the tone for you. Eli.
The highest seeded player in tournament history.
Eli's one of the worst players to ever come across us. He gets low ranks every year and has very poor showings every year. But he wants to form a complaint against Kyle for being what?
Racist. Cal was being completely racist.
Do you have examples of these accusations for the people back home?
No, but he was. The look he gave me in his eyes as he repeatedly denied my complaints. I filed 5 complaints. Only 1 of them went through. I had 2 complaints against me. Both complaints went through. Explain that.
And what were these 5 complaints that occurred?
It was all due to cheating.
Can you explain who cheated and what scenario?
Okay, I cheated twice. I got caught twice.
Okay, Elijah had 14 cards. Not on the record for Meg, yep.
And then I complained against other people for cheating. Guess what? Nothing happens.
Did they have 14 cards?
That couldn't be proven, but they might have. It wasn't even looked into.
All right, so it's proven that Eli had 14 cards at one point, not proven that other people had 14 cards.
No, you're framing against me. This whole
I'm not really framing. I'm just telling the people the facts that you told me.
All I know is elect me new Apples to Apples commissioner. It'll all be different next year.
Okay.
All be different. I'll be the #1 seed.
And how'd you feel about your showing this year?
It was a poor showing. Everyone had it out against me from the start. I did the best I could, but unfortunately, the cards are just stacked against me.
Ooh, that's a good metaphor. Thanks, Eli. What a fucking idiot. Okay, now back to the action. Jake, how we looking? Nothing? Jake, big goose egg. Ben, how we looking? Ben, how we looking? 1 card?
We don't have the best cards.
Who's in the lead right now? Josh, early lead. All right. Paul stated that he would make a comeback too. So Josh, early lead, commanding lead with 4 cards. Jake, 0 cards. Ben, 1 card. The 2 people that you expect to come out of this, very low in count. Paul, 1 card. Kurt, 1 card. Lexi, no cards. Lucas, 1 card. Pratt, 1 card. D. Hutch, 2 cards. Karen, 0 cards. Horgan gets his 2nd card. It's looking good. Might have a decent push to get into the tribal council. And for the people back home, this is Survivor format. 3 people move on to the votes. The people vote. Everyone that has lost votes for their best favorite card. That's the only way to do it. It's the only way we've been doing it for 7 years. And this year, we're going to have a new winner. The only winner, I believe, to win twice is Sean Teresiak. But Groton won last year. Was a very high seed in the power rankings. Went to the Eli table early on and lost in the Eli table. I'll try to get an interview with him soon. Groton, would you like an interview? Groton, great year last year.
Terribly this year.
But what do you think happened this year?
I think the game changed, and I just wasn't up to date enough to change with it.
What kind of changes do you think happened this year?
I couldn't read people as well. This year I felt a lot of people went, I don't want to say random, but they went in a kind of perpendicular direction to where I was thinking.
Now, I've said before, I think that maybe it's becoming an advantage for people to have very little experience in these tournaments.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I 100% agree. I still think that Ben, even though he may be struggling right now, kind of has the tools to take advantage of that. Yep. He's always a steady dark horse, but yeah, it's definitely the new people do have an advantage.
Like people like Ben, Jake, very experienced, have been in final tables before. D. Hutch has some experience, but really hasn't been this far. But like people on experience, you think of Lexi, you think of Lucas, you think of Pratt, you think of Karen, you think of Josh. People that just haven't been in the final table. Not a lot of years. Paul, not a lot of years, not a lot of experience. Don't know a lot of people, but still are doing well.
Yeah, it seemed like the meta today was kind of, I don't want to say random, but it felt the meta was really random. You play random cards, you choose random cards, and it tended to work out today. Some of the dark horses, I think, made it because they had decent tables and they had enough regular experienced people around them. But yeah, it's a rookie-driven league this year.
Ooh, yes, yep. Good interview with Jake Groton right there. Thank you for your time, Jake. Better luck next year. So Ben Horgan is picking right now. He was on a little bit of a roll, getting his 2nd card of the night in the final table, but now he's picking, so obviously he can't pick his own green card, his own red card, to get into the green card. Many spectators in the crowd looking on. You think of Erin Sullivan, had a decent year. I think her first year was last year. JP has been in the Stormer for 3 or 4 years. Was very high in the power rankings last year. Nick Maynard, I believe, 2nd or 3rd year. Elijah, I mean, you talked to him, just not a factor in this at all. Haley, 2nd or 3rd year. Groton, 3rd or 4th year. Nick White, I believe, 1st year. Did all right. Danny, 3rd or 4th year. A lot of spectators just talking in. Then you have a lot of the normal people just looking on, eating pizza, just not interested, because they've obviously been here before. They're just forgetting about it, kind of moving on and looking on to next year, just trying to focus on the next year. They're not really checking to see how people are playing. So I don't know if that's maybe their fault, the experienced people just not paying attention to these newer players, but it could come back to bite them next year, not seeing how these people play. Kevin, one of the more experienced players, looking on. In this final table, it seems really, really relaxed. Not a lot of shouting, not a lot of arguing, not a lot of talking. They're just playing the game. They're just playing the game here. And they're doing a great job. Lucas, I believe, gets his 3rd card. Lucas, a wild card in this. hasn't been a part of a lot of these apples to apples tournament and hasn't been successful. And now he's on his 3rd green card. Him, Josh, early leaders here, looking to make the final 3 Tribal Council. And another big meta that many people are complaining about this year is different turf. Different house, different territory, unaware of their surroundings. This one is at 20 Fulling Mill Drive. Not 22. The previous 6 were at 22 Fulling Mill Drive. This one, the first one in 7 years, that's at 20 Fulling Mill Drive. A lot of people are familiar with this house, just not playing apples to apples at this house. And many people are complaining the fact that they didn't do well is because of the fact that it wasn't at 20 Fulling Mill Drive. 22, sorry. But it was indeed at 20 Fulling Mill Drive this year. And as a commentator, I believe there's a difference. There's much better view of the action last year at 22 Fulling Mill Drive. The camera's kind of low this year. I can't really see much of the action. I'm kind of basing this off my eyes. Last year I was able to kind of tell you who had what cards, who would get the green cards, what the green cards were. I'm really not able to do this year. I can only tell you the quantities. I can only tell you the quality of play. I can only tell you the pace of play. It's kind of slow this year. People are taking time. But I believe I just have a feeling this final council is going to be close. It's going to be heated. I think I'm just going to let the camera doing the talking than last year. Kevin, would you like an interview? Ben Sweater. You notice a lot of red sweaters this year. You know what's also red? No, you know what's also red? The apples to apples cards. Do you think?
What I want to point out here? This sport's got everything. You look at this table, we got one guy in the top 5. The rest, amateurs, rookies, long shots, people we would have never saw.
Like I was telling the people.
That's what we love about the sport.
I tell you what, man. There's 4 of the bottom 9 people in this final table. It's unbelievable.
Give me what? The Cleveland Browns going to show up for the Super Bowl? Doubt it.
Are they going to show up to the apples to apples final table?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Better chance of that.
Maybe. That's what we love about this sport. And I've interviewed with a few people. Yep. I've been telling the people back home, the new meta might be that you have no experience whatsoever. You just have to be a random person, show up. You don't have to know anyone, and you might come with an advantage.
You run with your gut. You don't think about it. You overthink it.
A lot of the people, a lot of the vets in this one that know all the people in the tournament. Ben Horgan claiming that this final table is tough.
We're looking. There's no comeback.
Yep. He claimed he was going to have a big comeback earlier, but now he's doubting it.
Heat streak. You get 2 in a row.
But like I said, a lot of the vets in this, a lot of people that know everyone, they didn't have successful years this year. The top 4 guys didn't make the final table, and 2 of those guys were in the Eli table.
Which is pretty pathetic. So we're going to see how that's going to affect them next year in the power rankings. The chances are the board's going to forget in 11 and a half months.
What do you think about Pratt in this final table? Bottom tier, the darkest of dark horses.
I just got a leak from the press that Pratt might have taken a card and then put it back in last round, which would have violated the rules contract, and he shouldn't be in this final right now.
What I noticed about Pratt, he went with the red sweatshirt this year, which is also the color of the apples to apples cards. Is there a chance, just possibly a chance, that he was maybe putting cards up his sleeve or putting cards in his pocket to get to this final table?
Even that, that's something that a lot of the people have thought about. We've got a lot of tweets about it today, about how his shirt color closely resembles those apples to apples cards. It could be easy to deceive the people with that. But another thing about Brendan is he grew out his beard this year. When you think about that, you can't read into it as much.
Now, do you think that was a playoff beard to get ready for this tournament, or do you think that was just him just wanting to look shitty?
I think he just hates his life, honestly. And
he did. I remember he ran an Instagram poll about 2 weeks ago. He put up a picture of him with his beard, and he's like, should I shave or should I not? I voted to shave, and as I claim, there's a lot of people that said, oh, shave that shit off. But here he is, 2 weeks later, final table of the Apples tournament. with his playoff beard on his face, looking to win his first ever Apples to Apples tournament as the darkest of dark horses.
Well, he doesn't give a shit, and he clearly doesn't give a shit what people think, so he likes to look like shit. And that's what you get out of this. And you know what? Whatever works for people. Some people like that.
And the good thing is we have the whole final table on camera, so if he tries to play anything tricky, we can bang. Go back to the footage, replay it, see if there's anything fishy about his play, and if he wins or if he comes in second, third, fourth, we can disqualify him right there, and he comes in last, just like he should have been.
Which is where he should be. And he'll probably be seen for the judges. Even though he had a okay performance, the committee will still most likely vote him at the bottom of the table next
And the committee will probably use a lot of this footage to prove that, and to try to come up with their power rankings next year.
Someone we really like to see, Lucas Packard. Didn't think he'd come as right.
Love to
back
see
after
it.
last
Love to
year's
see it.
absence, one of the original from the first Apples to Apples tournament. You remember the whole,
Sometimes you think of important absences in sports history. Michael Jordan, Lucas Patino playing like Michael Jordan, 96, 97.
His eyes are practically closed. He's shooting free throws out here.
Yep.
You know, Paul Mutombo, he's Michael Jordan. It's just unbelievable. And it's going to be interesting last ride in the back half.
What do you think about Jake? Why do you think Jake and Ben's experience in this will help them in this final table?
I don't think it will. There's a lot of rookie experience here, and they don't have the read on him. They don't know him as well. And you know, Ben brought the red out. They both, if you notice, like Brendan, they brought the Apples to Apples red out. And the problem is, you need the green in Apples to Apples, not the red.
Doesn't matter what you have for red. It depends how you play the red. You need the green. And if you had to pick 3 people to come out of this in the tribal council, who would it be?
You got to go for Lucas. Paul's a wild card. I'd love to see Ben Horgan in there, but I think Kurt Billis might be.
Thank you, Kevin. Always good to talk to Kevin Falcone, one of our chairmen, along with myself and along with Cal. Cal obviously has a house this year. Dave, I think because he lost a house, that's why he's been voted out of the chair, and because he's kind of lazy. Didn't want to pick, didn't want to hold it this year. He's kind of doing his own thing over there. Got kicked out. I really don't know. It looks like Lucas is doing well. It looks like Ben's doing well. It looks like Josh is doing well. So if there's 3 people to kind of pick right now to go to the tribal council, I think those are the 3.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things. I know Lucas is a fan favorite. We'll see how the night plays out.
Yep. Lucas is a fan favorite. Josh is kind of keeping it quiet, but like we see him over in the announcers table.
Everyone loves an underdog though.
Yep.
Ride him out quite
Ben, one of the favorites. I think the people back home are kind of looking at him to go to the final 3. Lucas.
Here, if you will.
Yes, a lot of experience. And Jake over there, just with 1 card, a lot of experience, but just isn't getting the job done.
How the girls doing?
Doesn't look promising, but we could see late pushes by them. We'll see.
You came back in your round too. Remember that?
Yes.
It's anyone's game.
Yep, it really is anyone's game. Anyone could pop off and get 6 in a row. You really never know in these. So I'm going to try to get an accurate reading. So it looks like Josh maybe has 4 or 5. He's been keeping his cards to himself. We really don't know. Jake, 2 cards. Paul, 2 cards. Ben, 3 cards. Kurt, 2 cards. Lexi, looks like it doesn't have any. Lucas, 2 or 3 cards. Pratt, looks like he has 1 card over there. Dan, looks like he has 2 cards. Karen, looks like she has 3. We could see a late push by her. We never really know, but it's Kurt's pick right now. He's about to hand a green card to another person. A lot of the crowd has become disinterested, maybe looking forward to the Mafia game after. I think it would be the first ever time that Mafia would be played afterwards. Paul gets his 3rd card. Ben picking a green card. Kurt? Oh, see, the tough thing about commentating is I'm wearing sunglasses. That way, no one can read my commentary reads. No one can see where I'm looking. No one can enhance their play while I'm looking at them. No one can kind of read me out for interviews, and that's what I like. I'm the interviewer, not them. So, but with these sunglasses, it's kind of tough to see what everyone has. So I'm going to take them off for a second. It is fucking bright. I'm just going to hang out for a little bit, take a little break. Paul gets 2 in a row. Paul was talking about a late push earlier. Here's his late push. Could he get to 7? But unfortunately, all his momentum kind of gets stopped because it's his turn to pick a green card. This final table is very even. You got a lot of people with 3, 4 cards, and a few people with just 1 or 0. So there's I would say about 3 to 5 front runners in this. There's about 3 to 5 people that you can consider right now that will probably make the final table. And it's looking like we might have a new champion, a person that's never, ever won Apples to Apples before. It's looking like this.
He's selling the pictures of people's hands for $1. I would never betray anyone but these things.
Breaking news. Elijah is undercover taking pictures of people's... Hold that thought. Brendan Pratt. How we doing, Brendan? How many cards you got? 4? All right, Pratt. Like I said, I've said this many times. The darkest of dark horses has 4 cards. I was talking about there's 3 or 5 people with 3 or 4 cards. He is one of them people. He wasn't expected to do good in the first round. Wasn't expected to do good in the second round. He was in the winner's table. Wasn't expected to do good in the fucking final table. And now he's here. 4 cards. I think tied with 3rd or 4th here. It's gonna come down to a close one. But back to my story, breaking news. Elijah, with his cell phone, is going around undercover, taking pictures of people's hands. And he's attempting to sell them online on the black market, undiscovered web, for $1. What kind of weirdo? What kind of weirdo takes pictures of hands? Maybe feet, but not hands. Hands for $1. Who's gonna buy that shit for $1? He's from Cuba, people. You gotta come on a break. Weird culture, weird values, weird tendencies. But here he is in Cal's household. One of the worst players. I think he just came to take pictures of people's hands. He doesn't care about Apples to Apples. I don't know how long he's been doing this, or he's been doing this in years past. But he's going around and doing it. Hands, $1, online. If you see hands online, make sure you freaking report this. Elijah Fossas to your local authorities.
Oh, I know. Oh, no. There's always like new people that show up. You gotta get us close. You're like, please.
Elijah Fossis is the most right person on your screen. Looks like he's arguing with the person that just signed up, Dave Bancooley. I don't know. He's trying to get a lot of camera time. I don't know why he's showing his face on camera. But like the picture of the person that's taking pictures of people's hands, that's the man. He's showing his face around. He's showing his face to everyone. Everyone that's viewing this, that's the man you're looking for. If you use pictures of hands on the internet, that's the man you're looking for. Pratt gets fuzzy. Pulls women's soccer. Someone played women's soccer. Says it was such a good card. But I played that card about 2 or 3 times earlier, and nothing. Didn't get 1 Greek card from playing women's soccer. But I think, don't know the card count, but I think we're closing in on our first finalist, the person that's going to the tribal council. I have the whole world to talk about. It's the greatest seat in the house. Fuck the final table. I'm a color commentator. Red, blue, gray, green, yellow, brown, black, aqua, teal, chartreuse, merlot, rose, violet, magenta's a good one. Okay, macaroni and cheese. You're here from Nick White first. Macaroni and cheese. Greatest crayon. Bold accusation, but greatest crayon.
You can't tell me a little kid does not get hyped when he reads macaroni and cheese on his crayon.
I think that's the truest statement of the night. Quote of the night, everyone. Every little kid gets hyped from macaroni and cheese crayon. I think he's telling the truth. Not a liar. Not a liar at all. That is the truth. A lot of kids get hyped off that yellow macaroni and cheese crayon. You know why? Because it's a fucking food. Kids love food. Kids love sweet food. Macaroni and cheese, food, sweet food. I think next time when we do the power rankings, maybe we use a macaroni and cheese crayon. Maybe get the kids involved. It's the 7th year. Most of the players, low 20s, started when they're teens, 15, 16, 17. A lot of those players started at that age. But even though we're 22, a lot of the adults are getting involved. A lot of adults are viewing this. I think it's a time that we get the younger generation involved. So if we use that macaroni and cheese crayon, maybe we can pull some of that. It's a great marketing technique brought to you by Nick White. But in order for that to happen, probably need to get rid of the beer cans. Probably try to make this PG-13. I know. I've sworn a few times on here, but it's necessary. It's rated R. This stream, absolutely rated R. Beer drinkers, rated R. The cards, rated G. So there's a lot of weird stuff going around. Cards rated G, beer rated R, people rated R, macaroni and cheese, absolutely G. Actually, I'd say the cards are more PG. There's a couple bad words in there, but I think it's good for the little kids. But I think if you can get the macaroni and cheese crayon involved, it's good. Alright, I'm going to try to check back, see what the card situation's looking like. Like I said, Josh, keeping them hidden. Don't really know. You got Lucas, looks like he has 3. Pratt, 4. Paul, 4. Jake, 3. Karen, 4. Pratt, I believe, got his 5th. So he's about 2 away. Pratt has 6. So he's 1 away from being the finals. Worst to first. We're looking at a true Cinderella story in the making. I don't know how this is going down, but it's going down. A lot of weird... A Let's Go Church chant has broken out amongst the pizza eaters in the back. About 6 people are chanting in the background. It's wild. It's getting rowdy. What I said about quiet and calm, it's not quiet and calm anymore. Pratt has 6. Pratt has 6. Lexi has 1. Kurt looks like he has 6. Lexi gets her second, but that's not a threat to anyone else. Ben, how many cards do you have? Ben, green cards. How many green cards? 4. Ben has 4. Paul has 4. Jake has 3. Josh has 5. Karen looks like she has 4? 5? Karen has 5, Josh has 5, Pratt has 6, Kurt has 6. It's coming. Josh has 5. So it's looking like it's going to come down between those 4. So we're very close to learning who our first finalist is. Probably Pratt or Kurt. It's looking really good that it might happen this round. So the green card is cheesy. Pratt and Kurt looking to clinch. Cold pizza is a big factor in this one. Could win. Cold pizza won. Lexi gets her third. She's making a late push. Very late push. But who knows? She could make a comeback. It's never too late on this. Never too late. Now Jacob to pick. Like I said, Kurt, Brendan, looking to get their 7th.
Rosa Parks? She just sat there. Yeah, I'm really good, actually. I'm glad you was hyped me up. Yeah, right. I was looking for his cards. I got him. But I also
A lot of weird conversations going on. I know I've been kind of quiet, but Nick and Danny kind of talking about bands. Elijah's still kind of talking about his corruptness. Chunka chilling. Cal and Tori look like they're in a heated conversation. Don't really know what about what. Aaron's watching. It's an old table of pizza eaters involving Tim, Meg, JP. Another table. Zoe, Kevin, Dave, Casey. Don't know what they're talking about. Probably about house issues, since they all 4 live kind of under the same roof. Know what roof I'm living under? My parents. But it's chill. Don't have to pay any money. Making the moolah. Unlike today, I ain't making any moolah. Maybe next year people will be making moolah playing this. Maybe this will become an official sport, like an e-sport. Maybe one day, Apples to Apples will become an e-sport. And we can play people to play. Maybe online. I don't know if that has to be the E part of it, but if that's so, I think I'll just retire from Apples to Apples. I've won these before. I know what it takes to win an apples-to-apples tournament. I know what it's been like to be in final tables. This shit gets heated. And I've been ranked 1 or 2 the past couple years with little showing, little thing to kind of back me up. I haven't had good years, so I think if this becomes an esport for money, I might just switch to color commentary. I love doing it. It's like Phil Hellmuth commentating on poker. It's like Mark Teixeira commentating baseball. It's like Howie Long commentating football. It's like Andy Brickley commentating hockey. They've played it before. They've been at the highest level of their sport, and now they're commentators. I've been there before. And Pratt. Let me hold that thought. Pratt. Worst to first. The darkest of dark horses. Pratt is into the finals. Pratt. Everyone has doubted him. Every single year. Has had the experience. It's about... I think it's time that he would get to the final table. And here he is. 2018. This isn't a fake... This isn't a pre-recording. This is happening real time. Pratt is walking away confidently, going on to the final table, eating pizza confidently. He's going on. The people will be voting on his card. What a wild time. 2018, apples to apples. You're the underdogs. People just pulling off their game out of the wazoo. The inexperience has become advantage here in 2018. I don't know how to explain it. People with little experience like Ben, Jake, have not been doing well in this final table. Pratt, little experience in the final table. Bang, finalist. It's wild.
You can see my head. I'm that pissed off.
Yeah, that's Kevin said. He's doing charades. I don't know. He's playing rock, paper, scissors shoe with himself. I don't know. Yeah, they're up scissors. Now, Lucas is talking to you, Kevin. Pratt, come here. One of the people I interviewed before. We were talking about how he was the darkest of dark horses. Bang. Final table, bang. One of the 3 finalists. How are we feeling while you're eating that pizza?
You know, Elijah was trying to bring me down the entire game. He was standing behind me, taking pictures of our hands, selling them to people in the game.
I was talking about that. If you see that man in the top right corner of your screen, if you see hands online, that's the man that did it.
If you see the man with the earrings, just always be skeptical of what he's doing.
Yes.
See, honestly though, I'm kind of surprised I'm here. I played Feminist on the card Wicked, and Ben didn't pick it.
Okay.
So I thought my game was over at that point.
Yep. And now I don't have a clear view. Who else is in this game? Like, you play with them. You know everyone. Who else?
Josh is in this.
Josh is in this.
Lucas doesn't show.
How many cards does he have?
I don't know.
Yeah? I was saying Josh, Kurt, Paul, all, and you.
Lucas is looking pretty good, though.
Yeah. So Lucas joined the mix of front pack.
Lexi's a dark horse.
I was saying that. She got 2 in a row. She was a little bit on a roll. Paul got 2 in a row right before he had a pick, so his momentum kind of got stopped. But I was saying you, Kurt, Josh, all in this.
Boo, fuck Brendan. Boo.
Elijah, get the fuck off. Elijah, I believe, will be last place next year. Pratt has made a name for himself. Even if he doesn't win this all, he will bump up the power rankings.
I like to hear that. I really like to hear that.
Elijah, you cheated, so you'll probably be last.
Elijah, there's a table named after you in this tournament, so therefore...
Yep, it's called the Losers Table. So it looks like Pratt will be moving up the power rankings next year, and he'll move up even more if he wins this year. Groton, number 1 pick for me at least. Number 1.
What was your line about?
Pratt
You got some inside sources here saying Elijah's a liar.
I mean, he even said on live camera that he cheated. He had 13 cards at one point. He said so on microphone, and he claimed other people were cheating and gave no evidence whatsoever.
So I know he's
Paul, not looking happy. Jake?
Paul, can we get a live comment? How you feeling right now? He's not feeling too good.
Paul, underdog, shakes his head. Doesn't look good.
I'm the first one in.
You're the first one in?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, everyone before this night happened said that you were like the suckiest sucker.
Brennan Pratt is winning this whole thing underdog right here, right now, Brennan Pratt, known winner. You heard it here first. Tim Kazurski's fucking mouth. Let's go. I don't know if you can swear on this site or the streaming service, but I don't care, because whatever.
Well, little technical difficulty, but how did you obtain all those name sticky notes, all the name cards?
All the name cards?
Yeah, how'd you obtain them?
So, over the course of the night, there's been some individual people that have decided that they've wanted to stick their names on my chest. And I don't know if that, like, attributes to, like, how attractive I am or, like, how unattractive I am.
I think it's kind of like they're so forgettable that they forgot your name and they just wanted to give you other people's names.
See, I think everybody would remember me because of how dumb I am.
That is true.
But at the same time, I do agree with you. But other than that,
People just know you as that guy, I think.
Being that guy is hard. You know, like, being that guy is, like, the most difficult thing you could be. And I just embrace that role, I guess, you know. It is what it is.
We're all thinking it. You just said it.
Yep, we're all thinking it.
Cam, I think it's time to do an interview with you here.
Okay. The interview getting interviewed.
How do you feel about your performance tonight? Really, I mean,
I explained this behind the scenes earlier. I feel like Kobe Bryant. I've had my prime.
Yep.
I had my 81-point game. I got an apples-to-apples tournament victory.
See, I mean,
and as let me tell the people back home as we're talking about this, Kurt moves on. So Brennan Pratt, Kurt, 2 of the 3 finalists.
And we are waiting. We are anxiously awaiting the 3rd.
But like I said, Kobe Bryant in his prime. That like I already put him in his prime. I might like the past couple of years. I think I'm Kobe while he torn his Achilles. I think I have another one of those 60-point games left in me. Like just one more.
You know what they say though? Even the New England Patriots lost the Super Bowl last year.
Yes,
the greatest dynasty of all time came crumbling down before us.
I wouldn't even call myself a dynasty. I just.
Well, I mean, it's impossible to be called a dynasty with one person.
Exactly.
Let's just be put that.
Exactly. So I feel like Kobe Bryant-esque. I have time for one more run. I believe I might pick up another victory in these next few years. I just got to be feeling up top, up in shape, and just rip off a giant dub.
You did come in here walking very confident.
I did.
But actually, right now, coming into our booth, we have Kurt Billis. Kurt Billis is the 2nd finalist to make it to the final table. Kurt, what are your thoughts on the night here?
You know, I was a little depressed because I was the first one out at the first table, first one out at the second table, and then Brendan here was the first one out at the 3rd table, so I'm like, I got no chance now. I stuck to it. I focused hard.
Breaking news, we have 3.
Jimbo's in, baby.
The band is on the field. And when I mean the band is on the field, I mean everyone's getting up from the final table because we have our 3rd participant in the final round. So, here we have it, everyone. We have Josh, we have Pratt, and we have Kurt Billis. Jake, disappointment, showing a lot of experience, just didn't get in. Ben Horgan, a lot of experience, didn't get in. Jake, explain to me what happened in the final round. I couldn't really see, low vantage point. What do you think happened there?
Well, I think I had a good chance, and then Karen picked Corn on the Cob for Patriotic over Abraham Lincoln, and that was pretty much my last trump card. From then I was dead.
Corn on the Cob would have been good for everyone that attended Friendsgiving, because we all know Dave's corn was just awful.
Yeah, it was not on the cob.
Not on the cob, microwaved, absolutely not on the cob. So I think that explains the experience factor. If someone experienced and in Friendsgiving was there, I think that card would have popped off. And that's a loss for Jake right there, just because the people were unexperienced.
Right.
All right, so you played with these 3 people, Josh, Pratt, Billis. Who do you think, depending on their play, has the best shot at this?
Depending on their play, I think Billis just has the clutch factor. I think that you can't discount it. I think he's going to take it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jake. Better luck next year.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Gron, how do you feel about giving up the safari hat?
I feel good. I feel good. It's time. It's time for it to move on. It needs another owner. It needs another name.
Okay. Yep. It's always elusive, just the safari hat. Everyone's striving for it, and it's always good to add another name on there. It's always good. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling for everyone. Hurts a little bit for everyone that was in the final table, not one of the 3 finalists, but at the end of the day, it adds to the legacy. It adds to the dynasty of what is the Apples to Apples tournament. Wait, do you need me? Kevin, Cal, do you need me?
No, so I'm gonna say we're gonna sit on right here. Like facing the crowd.
Well, why don't you sit them that way? The camera.
What?
The camera.
Facing the camera?
We'll have them sit on the sofa, facing the camera.
No, face the camera.
Yeah, you see? So right now, Kevin's setting up stacks of cards. How this works is each of the 3 participants picks 3 cards, and a random green card is drawn. Each participant finds his best red card to play the green card. Winner takes all. Everyone votes on it. Everyone goes to a separate room. Bang. Cal. So after, they should pick right here, go to a different room, and people should make their vote against the camera. Like
Can we move that? My plan is to move it.
Yeah, move it. Just, yeah. You know how to do it.
Is Kurt in the finals?
Yeah. Well, no, Cal, we can
What?
just,
No, I want him to like move the setup, and then we'll do it.
we can move the camera.
Yeah.
I don't need to commentate the final.
No, you don't. No, but like, so we'll put that on the table.
Yeah, on the table. I'll put this on the table with the camera. I'm pretty much done here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure commentating the final table for the second year in a row. Hopefully next year I will be in the final table. Like I said, I am the Kobe Bryant in this game. I will be back one day. I will pop off and get my 60-point game. But for the time being, I love commentating with you guys. I love doing this. I love talking about the final table, being experienced. But we're going to learn who is our 2018 Apples to Apples. Am I still talking?
Yeah.
So we're going to find out who our 2018 champion is. And Kurt's going to set it up, provide in real...
You can walk with me if you want to keep talking.
Yeah, I will. So I'm going to walk with Kurt here. We're going to set up in real time votes. People are going to talk about their votes, explain their votes, explain why the people that are going to be voted on, why their card is the top dog, why their card is the top card. And then we'll vote on it. We'll read the votes, and we'll get a 2018 Apples to Apples champion. We're all very excited here. Everyone's excited to vote, kind of participate for a second time. But I will set this down, have people explain. Like I said, it was a pleasure like always, to do this for you guys. Until next year, Camp Scotia. Signing off.
Yeah, it's on now. What do you want to show? Like the table at all? Like writing?
That's good. No, I just want to see the person who votes, and they'll show their card.
You have a Sharpie, like a dark Sharpie? Just get a marker.
Dude, I had a Sharpie that fucking lost.
I was gone as long as that shot.
Okay, first of all, the mic's on. The first year when they played, the word was charming. In one of the finals, had Prince Charming in his hand. He didn't win. He lost to the card Pigeon. Pigeons were more charming than Prince Charming.
I think pigeons just happened actually.
Okay, one of the years that I had to vote,
Pigeons are skyrocketing.
was like fabulous.
Oh, really?
And the two cards were like Clint Eastwood or Ireland. Those are the options. Like, what's more fabulous? I voted Ireland, but Clint Eastwood's rich, and Ireland's typically poor and family.
All right.
Can we get our 3 flying night?
Oh, I don't know. I just started organizing the green cards.
Is Kev drunk? Is Kev drunk? He's just
I've never seen him drunk.
He's talking about it.
Really? She's just like, I think it's just got high energy, right?
Kev drunk is something special.
Dude, I genuinely don't think I've ever like actually seen him drunk.
Yeah.
But when he's
Who do you want to win? That's good. play where Brendan and Josh are. Close. Both bad but close. Here's final three.
Yeah, but actually, Josh is such a wild card.
Alright. Clear. Oh. You want to vote for? You can vote wherever you want, but you can still clear out. I'll set them up. Alright, so vote. Look at the camera. Show it to the camera.
That's a tough one. Shallow. Oh, bubbles.
So this mic is like one. Keep raising it.
Bubbles for sure. They're just so cute. Hello, little bubbles.
Show it to the camera, please. Keep it reasoning.
Oh, hello, little bubbles.
Alright, Jake!
%. %, baby.
Thank you for your vote.
Kevin!
Frivolous. Trivial. Silly. Shallow. Is this even going to be close?
I don't know. I don't know who you vote for.
Wow.
I'll let you know if you vote for it. We'll see.
I kind of like bubbles.
There's no rhyme or reason to any of these, I think.
This is going to be fun.
Let's go. Hey, Nick! Nick White! You're ready, let's go. So, it's like Survivor. You pick your... Get the fuck out of here, Tim. What do you mean, me? Pick your answers over the camera, Survivor style.
This is rough.
It is rough. It's not great. One of those will be signed in that plaque later tonight. That's the mic. That's the mic. Almost. Good effort, though. Good effort. It is what it is.
Dude, Bill Clinton. Good night. Oh, that was frivolous, right? Yeah.
Camera.
I don't want Kurt to win because he's a dope.
Hello, Mr. Chamberlain. Go for it. Everybody's been doing the blank side, not that side, but you know, you're your own girl. You know. Whatever you like. You can show the camera if you want, so they know. There you go. Thank you. Alright, Nick White. Pick the most frivolous answer.
Wow. These are terrible.
Yeah, what are you, great choices here. You can show it to the camera if you want. Survivor style. Tori! Kicker.
Trivial, silly, shallow.
You can show it to the camera if you want. That's the mic. That's the camera. Thank you.
Zoe!
Of course. Anybody's here is allowed to vote.
Yay!
Pick the most frivolous answer.
All right.
Please.
Oh.
Wow. Instant choice. No hesi. You can show the camera if you'd like.
What?
You can show the camera if like Survivor style.
Can it see? All right.
Thank you.
Oh, this
Pick the most frivolous answer. And anything you want to say, microphone, camera, you know.
to say it?
You don't have to. But it's like Survivor. You show the camera like, screw Tyler if you voted me out. Whatever you want.
What year am I?
I draw a bubble.
Thank you. Timothy!
And so, what do I do here?
So, whatever you think is the most frivolous answer, please write it down on your paper.
Frivolous.
Show the camera like you're a Survivor player. Get the fuck out of here, camera solution.
Frivolous,
This is my phone. No.
10 years.
Fine. If you don't, if it locks up, my password is stupid. So write it down and vote for it.
He's 15 G's and 10 pounds.
Either side. No, also like go to the first. We'll see. It's like one of the first. The next one?
Looks like this line right here.
No way.
Sorry, third one. Thank you, Tim.
Like how high is that?
You were so wrong. Oh, wait. No, they both say, oh, not. Oh, wait. You telling me Cal grew 2 inches in 5 months?
We're both
One of the least hype finals.
Is it true that you grew 5 inches?
I was a beast back then. I was an animal.
Oh, 9 Cal?
Yeah, 09 Cal was an animal.
In May of 09, you were
So you say something like,
Show it, man. Show it in seconds.
this proves why water is wet.
Idiot.
Thinking 1.
2 inches in 5 months. Beast. Where's 2000? What year is this? 2004. Where's 2000? Stand up strong. I'm on my tiptoes. You're like Jake right now.
For sure. Show it to the camera.
You're a cow.
Anything to say?
Yeah, you can see it.
Karen! Alright, so pick whatever you think the most frivolous is.
Oh, useless.
Write it down. And then if you like to say anything to the microphone or to the camera, then show your vote. When you're done.
Okay, sounds good.
please tell me what the most frivolous of those three things are?
Hitler. What am I right?
Hitler. Whatever you think's most frivolous. And then if you want to show it to the camera or say it in the microphone.
Huh? Alright.
There you go.
There we go.
Anything you want to say?
I don't want to say anything.
Alright. Plead the fifth.
I just want the real, honest answer. I want to make sure the champion is rightfully rewarded.
Please pick the most frivolous answer. And then you have a microphone, camera, what are you going to do, what are you going to say?
Oh, like a real tribal council? Alright, so is it I have to go to the most frivolous of the options. There you go.
Thank you.
That's all that needs to be said.
That's it. See Hutch! Alright, sir. Please pick the most frivolous answer.
Frivolous,
Yeah.
trivial, silly, shallow. These are stupid.
They're all very dumb. Our finalist did not. It's what I expected from Brendan, to be honest. Yeah, show the camera. Stand to the mic.
Bubbles.
Chaka!
Okay.
Alright, please pick whichever one is the most frivolous.
Yep. True Tribal City Shadow. They're pretty smart. Really, that's a tough one.
That is, they're all terrible.
They all terrible. Shadow. They suck.
They suck. No, it's Brendan, so they all suck.
All Brendan's fault.
I don't know which one his is, but I hope he doesn't win. That's all I know. Thank you.
Next. Tell me which one was Brendan's.
I have no idea. If I knew, I'd tell you. Not to go for it.
There's no way Brendan picked Bubbles. Or whichever Brendan didn't pick.
And you can show the camera if you want. So if you want to show the camera. Now I'm not sure if you.
Oh, that's the camera.
Yeah, that's the microphone. So now the camera does know that you voted for Bubles.
That's he spelled.
Damn it! You're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of
I said Bubbles.
Kate.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I know. Kate.
Didn't pick.
Kate. What? You're still drunk. I don't know. If I knew, I would tell you to vote. I don't know. What
To not vote for it.
I know.
To not vote. It has to be.
If you want to show the camera.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your vote.
Get in there, bitch.
I'm on camera.
It's like Survivor. You usually be the biggest Survivor fan.
I still watch it.
So yeah, you gotta show the camera to get your final vote. They all suck, I know. You wanna say anything to the camera? That's the mic, for the camera.
This better not be Brendan Pratt.
Brendan Pratt. Who hasn't voted?
Oh, the guy who my senior project. Big I didn't get in touch with him.
Frivolous? These are all trash.
Yeah, great choices, huh?
What is this object?
So we could do either the one that makes sense or the funny one.
Which one makes sense? I don't know what you're talking about.
Bubbles are silly.
Okay. You know, mice are trivial. Adolf Hitler was funny.
So you have a real choice in your hands.
Ha ha ha.
But it's up to you. You know, you're the judge.
And Tim goes, it's a giant ice machine.
Put it this way, your vote doesn't really matter at this point.
Really, everybody's voted like for the same one.
Yeah, it's pretty
well,
universal.
If this isn't Josh, I'm sorry.
It's like
if this is
Buffalo.
Brendan, then I'm sorry. The end.
Mr. Patno. Who's making your selection?
Is this live?
This is live. I don't know if it's like streaming.
I just want to say that my vote counts only for myself and not speaking for the whole school committee. Frivolous. This is obviously my cousin's card because he's been playing this all night. If Brendan Pratt wins, this house is going to burn to the ground. Just call the authorities now.
Look at this spreadsheet. Fuck that.
This sucks. These are terrible. This is like voting for Hillary or Trump. No matter what happens, no one's going to be happy.
Is that a macro?
I'm not happy with my decision, but I did my civic duty.
Hello, Ben.
How you doing?
Please place your best frivolous vote.
Frivolous. Trivial, silly, shallow. Bubbles. Adolf Hitler. And mice. I mean, Adolf Hitler's gonna win. But the three blind mice, I'm one of those. See the glasses? I'm blind, so I have to go for the mice. Oh, fuck you, Adolf.
Fair enough. How many more do we have? I'm in Dave's vote, is it? Oh, he was the first. Never mind. You're right. It's like Survivor.
I don't watch that show. Oh, it's like Big Brother.
Sure. Same thing.
Do I have to write it down? Frivolous.
Great choices, I know. It's all terrible. What do you want? Talk to the mic, show it to the camera.
Okay. I thought I was spelling it wrong.
The only person spelling it wrong was Eli. I wrote boobles. Can I show the camera? That's the mic.
Okay. Thanks, Kyle. When they're done, Dave wants to talk.
Hey, Sizer. Yeah. Andre's watching. I'm kidding.
What are we doing?
Pick which one's the most frivolous. The most trivial, the most silly, the most shallow.
I know. I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Do you see this?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I've seen all these votes.
Just because I'm fucked in the head.
You want to show the camera?
No. Cat wine.
Alright, who else knows this? Is that it?
vote here. Caleb White making it. Oh. Is that a courtesy vote?
So this is no
Bubbles.
It is bubbles. So we have.
Oh, jeez.
It's like by 15
It's like
points.
you come in and you think you're like, oh, that's gotta win, but then you're like, wait a minute.
No, it's not. It's not even.
Wow. There's no way to make this close. You know what I think you do? I think you read off these two, and then just hammer.
Just go hammer bubbles.
Yeah. So like split these like you normally do.
6. So
Start with mice.
So it's 4 Hitler, 6 mice, and then ameliorated.
Or start with bubbles, and then do all of these.
So it's 18, 6, 4.
So start with bubbles.
Alright, so I'm gonna find out.
Can I have my 3 finalists?
Alright, so Kurt's bubbles.
Hell yeah. Alright, so you start with bubbles, then you split. And you kind of dice it up with these clowns. You're like, oh fuck. Well, it doesn't stand a chance. Another bubbles for courtesy. And just hammer.
Just hammer, and we just go. So how many is that? Yeah, right. So
there's way too many.
That's all I'll read on. Bubbles, mice, Hitler, mice, Hitler, mice, bubbles, mice, Hitler, bubbles, bubbles. Bubble, alright.
I like.
Alright, so what am I pulling?
Is Cammy the mic?
Congratulations, Kurt Bellis. You are a true champion.
Get out!
I'm glad you won.
Alright.
You won. How does that make you feel?
It's pretty good. It's pretty sweet.
You won this and you won RuneScape.
That's true. We got the keychain. We got the hat. Left is best.
Let's go.
It was in place. How did they not have better placement than that? There's like 12 votes for Josh was garbage. Hey, turn it up! Turn it up! Turn so long! Kurt, dance on the couch. Kurt, this is your move. Can't wait for the chorus. On the table here.
Just pull the cards off and then just.
Bring it out. There's some Kurt, get on the couch. Let's go. Get on the couch.
Get on the couch.
Let's go. Give the people what they want.
Here we go. I'm so excited.
You gotta sign the card, mate.
The card?
It's in there. Hell yeah.
Shrine of Victory. Great card, man.
Kurt, no one's...
He's played it so much, so I voted against him. Little did I know. If anyone was actually watching the live stream, I went in after when you started making the announcement, and if anyone's watching, they're hoping you're against my vote. Same color. Some cops are don't worry about it.
Cal's table. Cal has a nice house.
I hope you jump. I'm putting the driveway. I hope you jump in this driveway.
Well, I have the least chance of anyone about to break your table. That was me.
Pick any song, because swear to God. Oh, you better go.
We've done it all. We did it for like a half an hour.
Is this still streaming?
Yeah.
How many viewers we got?
I don't know.
Is it Twitch?
Playing Switch. I bet you got no viewers.
How can you see?
What? Sick. Yeah.
It's my podcast.
It is your podcast.
The post game show, Football Plus post game. I mean, it's there's a lot of feelings going around the room tonight. Excitement for some, disappointment for many. But really, for one person, Kurt Bill, congratulations is what we can say. And for Brennan not winning, dodged a bullet. Dodged a bullet. I feel like, yeah.
Would you guys have felt good about yourself if Hitler had won?
I'd rather have that than you win.
I mean, I feel like the Hitler card is good when used properly, but I feel like sometimes it's overused, like this scenario.
That's everyone's go-to.
It is a go-to. That's the problem with the Trump card, though, is you can't overuse it, or no longer it remains a Trump card. It's the whole thing. So. Timing is everything. What was that?
We should have hidden immunity idols and secret advantages.
We should. Can I cut this open? Live stream? We're gonna cut this open.
I'm probably gonna see it. Like not simple like pressure. What? Yes, we didn't come last year either. I don't know.
I think next year there should be a dress code.
Yeah. I'm wearing a
Turtleneck, no, turtlenecks and blazers.
Everywhere else is theme.
Pipes. No smoking though. Just pipes.
Just pipes.
No. What do you mean? What's that laugh for?
I didn't say it.
Hey, next year, black tie?
We're here live at 20 Fulling Mill Drive for the post-game show of the 2018 Apples to Apples tournament, 7th annual.
Maybe like business casual. I think in 10 years should be
Don't tell it to him, you're showing a plaid shirt.
Should we get a word from the commissioner? Cal, can we get a word from the commissioner? I'm used to him ignoring me. It's been years. Can we get a word from the commissioner for the viewers?
Put it back anywhere in the deck.
Good boy.
It's now my. Yes, it is.
Lord, I wouldn't say no for the world.
Now my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the commissioner of the 7th annual Apples to Apples tournament, Cal White. Cal. First of all, thoughts on the evening.
You know, I thought it was a great turnout. We had a lot of good competitors here tonight. I thought everybody played their best. I really think that we had a lot of first-year players, and I think they really showed. We had Karen on the final table, great performance. Chalk didn't make the final table, but he played okay. You know, we'll take it.
A lot of new faces made it to the final table, which was good to see some young
blood. A lot of
blood.
new faces. A lot of people low-seeded, including our own Brendan Pratt making the final 3.
And we'll get
After
to that
being
in a
seeded
second.
like something like 45th. I'm not sure the exact number, but it was close.
The Vegas odds were crazy. People
Vegas
lost a
odds
lot
were
of money.
insane,
People
yeah.
lost a lot of money.
I think.
Nate Silver at 538 this morning had his odds way down.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I think. Yeah, so throw it up there. Yeah, I think Kurt played a good tournament. I think he had a lot of key moments where he really capitalized on the players that were out there. Other than that, 31.
Now
that was after our original only 30 people playing seating.
Moving a little bit more to the technical things, a little bit more to your position as commissioner. There was a few instances tonight of fraud, of cheating, and deception by a number of players. There was money being exchanged for pictures. There was collusion left and right. What are some of your thoughts on that?
So I mean, that's just going to happen. You know, that's just part of being the deal. You know, I'm taking a lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
So you know, we don't have the most savory folk here. We have some.
You can say it. You can say Cubans on this show.
I'm not gonna point to any race, but there are certain followers of Fidel Castro that are not the
I hope you enjoyed your last year
of the highest standard. So those players may or may not be returning next year.
So that was a great segue to my follow-up question. What are you going to do to take actions next year to prevent such unattractive players from playing?
Just stricter immigration laws. So we're really gonna
maybe a bring your own.
Can you just respond to one?
Maybe a bring your own green card policy.
Yeah, so maybe we'll be checking IDs at the door next year.
Now, can you respond to the accusations of racism against you?
Those are all. I mean,
the
media is gonna spin their stories the way they want. I mean,
against Cal, yes, against the commissioner. There were many allegations of racism against Cal White. Cal White. Notice the last name.
I'm not even going to show on camera the person who's speaking because
a qualified reporter.
This is such a high quality show that I don't want to belittle it with that kind of riffraff.
It's Dave.
Yell at him.
I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
Wait, is Dave leaving? I'm going to his
and
house.
As we get.
Well, I'm also going to his house. Well, I'm driving. Just mind my car.
Hey,
anyways.
If you,
I don't care about that.
Josh Worth, this here.
That's right.
No, don't get.
I don't have my phone.
Dave had my phone left.
Mafia.
Yes, well, I have to follow.
Thank you for the interview. Great tournament, everybody. Thanks for the turnout.
Next year, not this year.
Is Kevin leaving?
No, the next July 4th.
It turns out Dave is leaving. Dave is an extremely soft member of the tournament, usually seated very low for a reason. It's like I think it's 9. I think it's 6:30. He's way past his bedtime. If there are 4. All right, I'm back. Dave's a bitch. That's it.
That is, and that's just some of the funny.
Commissioner over and out.
Hey, it's inappropriate language.
Sorry for the language, but that's just kind of what you deal with when we're rolling live. And we have now exclusively in our studio the first loser, runner-up, Brendan Pratt. Brendan, thoughts on your comeback victory? Almost victory.
It was hard fought. I mean, gave it my all. 31st ranking really wasn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Cam's pretty much summing up my night for me. So. But on a side note, there's a big bet that's coming to fruition pretty soon.
Yes.
July 4th, 2019. If our own Chonka Lee over here is not a U.S. citizen, I get to slap him right across the face.
Broken jaw.
When's the deadline?
July 4th, 2019.
That's easy.
Front hand or back hand?
That's easy.
Tried to add that in.
Go. How many
It's on
months?
the record
Month?
now.
It's on the record.
All of Twitch is.
TikTok?
You don't have to do this.
I feel like I'm compelled now. Like there's an audience watching me. I don't know how to tell. I doubt there is.
You have to go to the hospital every job.
Steven Susan.
You have to be blindfolded.
Well, while I have you in the studio, would I say a few words on tonight's journey?
Well, I'd just like to say that I started very, 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 very low in the table. Above my name this year. Yeah. TBT.
Yep.
Or no, TBD. Sorry.
TBD. Yep.
TBD 1 was ranked ahead of me this year.
Okay.
TBD 2 was the highest. TBD 1 was below.
Yeah. Oh, so TBD 2 was above me.
TBD 2 was
Yeah. So the second place non-existent player was ranked above me this year, and I made it to the finals. So anything's possible.
That's good. Any thoughts on some of the corruption and foul play you saw run amok tonight?
Corruption. I was a victim actually.
That is right. Could you talk about that a little bit?
So I without my knowledge was this is hard for me to even say here.
It's okay. This is a safe place.
It's not a safe place. I'm staring right at you.
That was a
My-
threat.
my-
That was a threat.
Whatever you say here, worse is gonna be
My aggressor is sitting across the table from me.
Would you like an interview after this?
What? I think I might. I can't say this with him here.
That's okay. I think you're.
My hand was photographed, unbeknownst to me.
And sold for money.
It was sold.
Sold.
It was sold for.
It was hoard out.
Yeah.
By
My
you,
hand.
by Luke,
My
Luke
hand
sat
was
down for
hoard
money.
to my competitors, giving me an unfair advantage in this final.
By this guy, this is the one.
Dan,
who
I would
got
like
it.
to. I just want to apologize that you had to, endure such a traumatic experience. No one, apples to apples, Monopoly. Doesn't matter the game.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
It's not okay. It's
no
just-
one
it's
should
not
have to
okay.
endure such a experience. So we do apologize for that.
Yeah.
We do apologize for that.
Thank you.
Dead
Thank
man
you.
walking.
Kurt Billis, are you free for a few seconds in the studio? Now, folks, we have a very special guest, the champion of the 7th annual Apples to Apples tournament, the 2018 King. Kurt Billis is in the studio. Kurt Billis, I just want to first congratulate you on a hard-fought battle throughout the evening. You started out consistently. You had a middle get run that was, again, consistent. And you ended just as expected. Big thoughts on the evening.
It's pretty good. I was worried on the final table that I wouldn't make it after Brendan got out first. I was real worried because I'd been first, but I got second.
Okay, that's good.
So
You didn't let it get you down.
we had some good ones. I put my faith in Ben when I put down electric chair for depressing. He picked it, and that was sealed the deal.
Any other memorable cards throughout the night?
The one that got Brendan in, the word was patriotic, and we had Abe Lincoln. Looking at you, Karen.
I was at this table.
Abe Lincoln was a choice. Martin Luther King was a clear choice for me.
But no, tell the viewers what won.
Corn on the Cob
Corn on the
was in
Cob.
fact the winner of that hand and got Brendan into the finals. Which
Bullshit.
I had no chance on that turn anyways. I think I had I don't even remember. But I think Martin Luther King had a clear robbery.
Now, we've been getting some commentary from some of the other players. I don't know if you noticed it tonight, but there was a rampant streak of deception, cheating, and foul play from one of our competitors. Was taking pictures of people's hands and was selling them for money. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think that behavior is wrong, and I did not partake in it. Don't think it was a factor in the results, though.
Fair enough. So inconsequential. That's fair.
But bad idea.
A bad idea, and I think it's
I
safe
think
to
the precedent
say.
needs to be set today that it won't be allowed.
Well, we just had the commissioner on before you, Mr. Cal White, and he seemed pretty sure that any of this kind of behavior is going to be squashed off next year's tournament. So Kurt, how do you intend on keeping this momentum going through the off seasons and come back next year, fired and ready to go?
Can you tell if there's any viewers?
One's good enough for me.
Is there any viewers?
I'm not one of those 5-ring Brady guys, you know.
Okay, so man, like H.W. Bush, one term and then it. That's
all he needed.
That's all he needed. All right, so you heard it here first from Kurt, George H.W. Bush, Spillis.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna put that in my name. No. Don't say that.
The neocon himself, the
Left-
2018
left-
champion.
left is best.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm working on my debate skills.
Good. What?
Politicon at all?
Politicon?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Kurt, is this actually still streaming?
Yeah, you want to turn it off?
No, I was showing it pictures of the royal family from my phone.
Nice.
Princess Eugenie
wow.
at her wedding.
When you're done, you just hit this stop streaming button right here. See the gray one?
William Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
You take those?
Yeah, I do photos on the side for the royal family.
Travel back and forth across the pond.
Yeah, I take pictures of Meghan Markle.
Something's going on over there.
I'll give you some crowd shots.
What?
everyone's voice. Scramble the Jets. Mafia. We don't have a lot of people. I played Mafia before.
Mafia?
Yeah.
I think I've played like once.
It's fun. You would like it.
It's very political.
So it's very talk. So we turn the music up. You get dealt a card. You either town, mafia, and there's a couple other roles.
Can I be a school committee member?
What?
Can I be a school committee member?
One round.
And basically, you go to bed, everyone puts their heads down. The commentator will be like, all right, mafia, heads up. So everyone who's mafia wakes up and they choose one person to kill. And then
I've played
there's
this,
like an
yes.
investigation of the day to like try to figure out who the mafia is. So the town's trying to kill all the mafia's trying to kill the majority of the town.
Okay.
But there's also some other roles.
One nurse.
Yeah, cop, medic, and vigilante. Vigilante has one bullet. He can just shoot anyone whenever he wants.
Yeah, you would run off.
I've played before.
Okay.
So for baseball, we have bus rides to Pennsylvania, South Carolina. All we do on the rides is play Mafia on the bus. That's all we do.
Young Vince.
Buck, the people want to know, where the hell are your parents?
What?
Where the hell are your parents?
Where the hell are my parents? Yeah, my dad, he's gone home.
Oh, okay.
The people now know.
The people now know. Rest assured, they're here.
Is your mom up there?
Let's get some panning crowd shots. There's Tori, who's going to have her yelling at Kevin.
Just Dance champion.
That's how I start my dance battle.
That's how you start? The millions of viewers. Millions of viewers.
I think so, yeah.
I've been holding interviews, so it better be.
I've been holding it.
Uh-oh, battery running low. You might want to plug in your PC.
We can either call it or keep plugging in.
I think this is a good time to call it. It's been a good night. Ups, downs, tears, laughter, blood.
Keep that stop streaming button.
Until next year.